7:38, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Good morning to you, friends. Welcome on into Wednesday, May 22nd, and hope your morning is going great so far. Mine is having a great morning. You know why? Because I spent some time listening to Joy Behar. And, you know, listening to really stupid people makes even me feel smart. So...
well, there's nowhere to go but up from that marker.
I got to tell you, man, it doesn't get much lower than Joy Behar. Anyway, so Bill Maher, of course, he's been in the news. He's out there peddling a book. I don't even know what the book is. But he goes into The View, and Joy Behar says something, and Maher basically says, well, Joy, you've lost all your credibility. Listen to how this goes.
I'm nervous about saying anything against Biden because I feel, not that I have so much power, and you have some more than I do, obviously, but...
Oh, I don't know about that.
Are you afraid that you might, influence people who are on the fence?
I think you lose all credibility. I do.
Did you hear that? He basically said to Joy Behar, when you do that, when you refuse to criticize Joe Biden, then you do lose all credibility. And so for Joy Behar, she's out there saying, to Bill Maher, aren't you afraid? Because we've been documenting what he's been saying the last several days. Maher has been out there saying that he is going to, he's got a bigger fear of folks on the right than the left. He fears Donald Trump more than he fears Joe Biden, which I think he's absolutely insane on that. But the reason why Maher is getting so much earned media, as we like to call it, is because he is out there and he's saying certain things about Joe Biden. And so that enables him to get access to the conservative media because, he was on Fox News. He was on, any number of I'm going to air quote here, conservative radio stations and radio shows and also television shows as well. And so if he's willing to say something negative about Joe Biden, they'll have him on, which is all fine, well, and good. But then he shows up on The View, and he is spouting truth. And so Joy Behar literally says, I'm hesitant to, and I don't criticize Biden because what it's going to do is perhaps lead to Donald Trump going back into office. Well, not that she had any credibility, but I think that moment did destroy any credibility she may have had.
And you have some more than I do, obviously, but...
Oh, I don't know about that.
Are you afraid that you might, influence people who are on the fence?
I think you lose all credibility. I do. My bond with my audience has always been I don't pull a punch.
Yeah.
My bond with my audience is you're not going to like everything I say, but I'm saying what I really think is true.
Right.
That's...
Come on, people, you can clap.
And look...
You can clap at that. See, the audience was actually hesitant to clap. But what Maher is saying there is true. And on The View, they have, do they still have a conservative on The View? A Republican. Do they still have a Republican on The View? I don't know. But what Maher is saying is true. And certainly true about Joy Behar. Especially when you hear the next statement that she made. Here's what she had to say. Again, this is Bill Maher on The View.
Biden just presents as old. It's not really fair.
No.
Because he's almost the same age. Trump is almost the same age as him.
I know.
But Trump doesn't present that way. You look at somebody right away, you can kind of just sum them up. We are not young, but we don't present as old.
Yeah.
Biden does. I saw him yesterday making that speech.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's cadaver-like.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
What? I want to make sure everybody heard what she said.
I'm sorry. He's cadaver-like.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
His brain is still good.
That explains her brain.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
Oh, my Lord. I heard that. I could not believe it.
That's right up there with Michael Douglas saying that he was sharp. Biden's still sharp.
Oh, he's
not sharp.
No.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
Wow. Said no American except for Joy Behar. And you know what? You look at the...
what a maroon.
You look at well, and here's the thing. She literally just said, previous in this segment, I don't like to say negative things about Joe Biden because then it might lead to, Donald Trump being reelected. Well, okay, but you're literally lying to your audience.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
His brain is good. He's still great. No, he's not.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Bill Maher just told her how his audience would think he is a liar if he didn't say the things he says, and she agreed with him.
Yeah, he said he'd lose all credibility, which she just did.
And she agreed with him, and then she just...
She did.
Moron.
God, she is.
Isn't that just insane? Like, I heard that, and I thought...
His brain's still good.
But his brain is good.
He's still great.
We got to save that.
Yeah.
But his brain is good.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
His brain is good.
His brain is good. Really? I would have to ask Joy Behar, and I'm not sure what kind of doctor looks at the brain, but are you like a brain doctor? I mean, clearly not.
But his brain is good.
So, anyway.
He's still great.
He's still great. He's still great.
He's still great.
No, he's not. Here's the ironic thing. There's so many ironic things in this statement from Joy Behar about Joe Biden.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
Is that this is from Red State. Do you know how many corrections the White House has had to make in transcripts since the beginning of 2024? 148. 148. Now, whether we're talking about, absolute lies or just, Biden shanking facts. I mean, the other day when he was in, was it Detroit? Detroit. He was in Detroit when he said that he was vice president during COVID. I mean, obviously he wasn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, there's so many things.
Yeah.
And so.
Said he was raised in a black neighborhood.
Oh, there's that one. I know. And we've documented all of them. As I like to say, this is all low-hanging fruit. But anyway, so we know that over the past couple of days, Joe Biden has been out there really trying to, gain the support that he's lost from the black community. Doesn't look like it's working. But listen to this. U.S. President Joe Biden's public approval rating this month, this just came out, fell to its lowest level in almost 2 years. So what's happening is the more that people see Joe Biden, the lower his numbers go. I've been saying this for how long now? And that is exactly what's happening. Tying the lowest reading of his presidency in a warning sign for his reelection effort, a Reuters Ipsos poll found. The 4-day poll, which closed on Monday, showed just 36% of Americans approve of Biden's job performance as president, down from 38% in April. It was a return to the lowest approval rating of his presidency last seen in July of 2022. So people aren't buying it. I'm just telling you, people aren't buying it. They started looking at individual issues. Trump was ranked better on the number one issue, the economy, by 10 points, 40 to 30%. Trump is also ranked far higher on immigration, 42 to 25%, as well as foreign policy, 36 to 29%. Even CNN's Chris Cillizza had to admit that Biden's numbers, they're just not getting any better. Cillizza tweeted out, "This poll is part of a broader trend. Biden's numbers are just not getting statistically better." So that's going to be an issue for the Biden campaign. How do you campaign for president when the more that people see of you, the worse they think of you? I mean, I don't know how you do that.
Apparently he hasn't canceled enough student debt.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
He keeps doing that every week.
Well, and you know what?
Week there's another announcement.
And you know what? It's not helping with the younger voters.
Nope.
It's just not. I think he has just done more harm to himself. And so when he comes out and he says these things,
yeah,
and maybe we'll replay maybe of the more impactful audio bites from the other day. But I think that the more that he tries to connect with the black community, The black community is literally turning their backs.
Well, what he's not realizing is that, hardworking men and women have to buy groceries every week. And so reality just slaps everybody right in the face.
That's exactly right. By the way, I want to do this. One more Bill Maher comment talking about the changes in the Democrat Party and the changes on the left very quickly.
Don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a joke. But,
Too dark.
Did you hear the silence when he said that? Where it was like, I mean, here's the deal, is that what he said is actually true as it relates to, some of these folks on the left who are so incredibly anti-Semitic. And you can't be, pro-Hamas and not be anti-Semitic. I'm sorry, you just can't do the same thing. You can't, those are two contradictory things. If you are pro-Hamas, then you are, by default, anti-Semitic.
That was a joke. But,
Too dark.
Well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of folks on the left watching the pro-Hamas movement, watching these anti-Semitic movements on college campuses or wherever it may be, as Bill Maher is saying, that really opened my eyes. That straightened me up to how far gone the left is. It is 7:52 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.